Hi, welcome to the Guitar Store Malaysia. Today we have a multi-effects processor. This is the Zoom G3Xn. As you heard before, those were some of the presets that were built in to the pedal. There are over 70 presets that are built in. Now, how I got this set up is the guitar goes into the input of the pedal, and there is a stereo right and left output, and the left one is in mono signal. So I'm taking that signal out into Scarlett solo interface. So all the sounds that you heard before are directly connected to the interface. There are no mics whatsoever. Pretty good deal with a pedal like this. Directly outputting to the interface gives you a good sound out of the box. I'm going to show you some of the functions this pedal has. Now, the first thing we'd like to look at is the volume function. As you can see, as I increase it, I'm adjusting the master volume. So this volume affects all the effects that you have built in. And on the right-hand side, you have the menu function. This gives you access to the menu. Now, adding is basically you are adding another pedal onto the chain that you already have. If you tap on that, there you go. Now, this is the chain effect chain on one of the particular built-in effects. So as you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have compressor, TS drive, delay, pedal, and whatsoever. So the maximum that you can have in one effect chain is 7 different pedals, including amps, whatnot. Everything maximizes to 7. So the add function lets you add another pedal, like so. The next one is the chain function. This allows you, as you can see, this allows you to replace the pedals. For example, I want the pedal volume pedal at the beginning. I can push to select it, and I can move it right at the front. So that's the chain function. The next function we would like to look at is patch. Patch basically lets you adjust the level of that particular patch only, in this case the C harmony, and it also lets you edit the name of the particular effect, like so. Let's say C harmony, we are changing it to C larmony. C larmony, there you go. Now it's nice and cute. C harmony to C larmony, good. Right, the next thing is the save function. I'll get to that later. Then we have the swap function. This basically lets you swap between the patches. For example, let's see. Okay, let's say on this particular screen we have 64, 65, 66. We have these 3 presets available. So now let's say you would like to take the C larmony. You would like to take the C larmony and exchange it with Dirty Harry 64. So that's the function of swap. Swap. So C harmony, swap with, sorry, as you can see here, C harmony, larmony, swap with 64, Dirty Harry. And it confirms whether you want it. Yes, complete. And now if you go back, as you can see, it's been swapped. Right, the next function. Next function is tuner. You can set the setting of the tuner, the frequency, and you can change the type to chromatic. There are also some open tuning for the particular pedal. So you can have open A, open D, open E, open G, and some fixed tuning here, and chromatic. That's about it. Setup. In the setup, you have your preselect function. You can turn this on or turn this off. What this particular thing means is, okay, if let's say I'm switching a pedal, the preselect is on. If let's say I'm switching banks as I'm playing, for example, now I'm in Mr. Mud. So let's say I would like to switch banks and I want to try bomb basic. As you can see, it's blinking. That means the previous Mr. Mud preset is still being selected. As I browse through it, and let's say I would like to switch to another one, boom, that's when the sound changes. The the preset changes. Right? So that's the function of preselect. With it off, so I'm in metal, I switch banks, it changes immediately. Like so. So the preselect function is pretty cool to have. Next, you have your version, your software version. Now this is the volume function. This is basically your master volume, right? As you can see here. Yeah, that's your master volume. Yeah, so that pretty much is the same exact thing. Okay, we have covered the menu section. Now let's take a look at some of the effects. So this is how you change banks. As you can see, you have 3 pedals. So you can have 3 in one particular bank. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, I go to the next bank, it goes 4, 5, 6. I go to the next bank, it goes 7, 8, 9, something like that. And if let's say you are interested to only use the built-in effects and you want to have, let's say, one lead channel over here. And let's say you want to have this funk channel, as you can see, it's the number 6, it's on a different bank. Correct? And let's say you also want to have octave solo. Something like that. So you have all those different numbers. You can actually, so let's do it right now. You can actually swap all those 3 effects into one single bank. So for example, we have the lead BGN. I'll just show you how to do that quickly. So yes, we wanted the funk space. We can select that. You can go to menu, go to swap, and we swap to number 2. Phased, and we confirm it. Yes, complete. And let's see the next effect we wanted was the octave solo. So we select that. We go to menu. Oh, the light just turned off. It's okay, I'll turn it off shortly. I'll turn it on back shortly. Swap. I hope you still can see this. And we swap this to number 3. We confirm the swap. And complete. Voila, there you go. So now if you go back to the first bank, you will have the 3 effects that you wanted. The funk sauce. And the octave solo. Something like that, yes? So that's how you change it. So yeah, this is your banks. The next thing you have is the tuner. If you hold this on, let me show you the tuner. So let me select this, for example. So let's tune. Well, there you go, just a regular tuner. And hold it on to turn it off. Now, okay, let's get to the more interesting part. So this is where you select your effect. Now let's say lead BGN. We want to edit some of the settings. So press on this once. Now it gives you the setting page. All right, now you have 3 screens. So as you can see, I'm scrolling between the left and the right. So let's say I'm selecting the first side here. So this gives me the first, second pedal, first and second, and also the amp over here. You hit on this stomp. Now it brings you to the setting of those 3 selected pedals. So you have your black wah pedal, you have a TS drive, you can add more gain with the boost maybe. all these 4 knobs. Selectively, you can change all the settings for this pedal, for the black wah pedal, and as well as the amplifier. So let's say you want to change the black wah to something else. You can see these 2 buttons over here. You click on one of it, and there you go. You can change your pedals. So there's a lot of pedals, compression, all this. So let's say you're not sure what exactly you're looking for, and there's just too many pedals over here. You can hold one of the button and simultaneously press the other button, like so. See what I'm doing here? I'm still holding. So it categorizes all the effects. So it's easier to find it, for example. Or I can do it the other way around, it doesn't really matter. So as I'm holding one of it, I'm pressing the other to switch between all the other effects. Okay, so let's say right now we change that to a auto wah. So we turn on the effect. Right, so you want to change, let's say, the cabinet. So you select the cabinet, it should appear on this screen, and you can adjust the highs, the lows, the mic, high, lows. You can turn off the cabinet. So this is how you switch between the pedals. Select it. Let's say you do not want the TS drive, you can turn that off, like so. Turn it on. Do not want the wah, for example. So that's how you do it. Turn it off and on. Now, another very important thing. It's very important when it comes to a pedal like this. Now, one very important thing about this particular pedal, let's take a look. I would like to show that to you. Okay, if you go to the cabinet section, you will notice mic on and off. Now this is specially made for if you would like, you would see this mic and you would see this function, mic on and off. Now by default it comes at off, which means that the pedal thinks that you are going to take the output of the pedal and go into an amplifier. So when you off that, you get this sound. As you can hear, it's very harsh. This is some sort of cabinet simulation. So if you have it turned on, it sounds much more pleasing. So remember, by default, this is turned off. If you decide to connect this directly to an interface or a mixer, be sure to turn this on. And the other thing you have is between 57 and D421. So you know what mics those are. So you can have a 57 mix altogether. You can blend the two. Or just 421. Remember, very important function if you're directly connecting this to an interface or a mixer. Don't forget. I've made some presets myself from scratch. So we have health metal. Sorry, too loud. Very gainy, you know. add some lead channel. And some clean channel. Okay, what we're going to try now is we're going to go to an empty bank and let's try creating a distorted channel from scratch. Okay, we're going to put the guitar down. Okay, let's begin. Okay, firstly, you would have to go to the stomp section. As you can see, it's completely empty. There's nothing here. So let's start from the first in chain. And as usual, I like to have overdrive or tube screamer first. So drive. So I have my TS drive, tube screamer drive. I like my gain to be minimal, tone to be 70, volume at full. Now as you can see, my guitar is not with me. I'm just going through this based on experience. Okay, so now I have my TS drive over there. So now I would like to add an amplifier here. So let's look for amp. Oh, very noisy. Turn up the volume. Okay, lights went off again. We are on the dark side now. Very dramatic look. Okay, amplifier. Let's see what we have. Let's go for a RCT ORG. We all know what that means, right? Okay, now we go to modern, bass 12. Let's put everything at 12 o'clock. Yes, I'm going to pump up the presence a little. 12 o'clock, around 80. Less gain, maybe about 40. So we have a tube screamer on. And push some gain on the tube screamer a little, so it's going to give a nice balanced sound. And volume, we leave it at default. So as you can see, an amp occupies 2 spaces here. So let's go back out, and yeah, you can see your TS drive and your amp, so you maybe can select the next option. Next we want a cabinet over here, so let's pick a cabinet. There we go. Now we are connected directly in. Remember, we have to turn on the mic. So first, let's choose an amp. As you can see, you have quite a number of cabinets here. MS4, FD. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's go with RCT, 4x12, RCT. Okay, turn on the mic. So I want more of the 57, so let's say 30% and 70% at 4:1, and maybe push some of the treble, the high end, and maybe get rid of some of the low end. There we go. I've got myself drive, amp, and cabinet. Now let's see what we can add after the cabinet. Let's see. I want a delay. A delay, yes, I want it. So we go to delay. This is a basic delay. Let's see, analog delay, tape echo, reverse, modulated delay. I like this. So I'm not sure how it's going to sound, so I'm just going to leave it at default. And there you go. Basic setting. I've got my overdrive, I've got my amp, I've got my cabinet, and I've got a in this case, the delay should be in the return of the amp, correct? It shouldn't be after the cabinet. It will sound weird. So we can swap this delay and switch it to in between the cabinet and the amplifier. So let's do that quickly. So we go to chain. Yes. Select the delay and go in between. Done. Okay. So that's it. A very basic preset, and God knows I have no idea how it's going to sound. Okay. Let's give it a name. Menu. Where was it? Patch, and give it a name. Let's give it a name KE. This is tiring. KEL. I'm trying to spell my own name. VI. N. Where is N, baby? Come on. N, give me N. They're playing Roda Impian, right? Give me an N. There you go, Kelvin. Done. Awesome. So I have my own preset over here. So now let's say a different scenario. Let's say, okay, remember this 79 Kelvin? Let's say I created probably a mid-heavy tone. So let's say I want to replace that with lead. So I can have my own preset here. And then I can use the Zoom's presets, Funk Space and Funk Source and Octave Solo. So again, remember the number 79, yes? So we go to, so yeah, you can see there's a lot of presets. There's 150 maximum you can have in one pedal. That's pretty great, right? You're gonna spend a lot of time creating them and have fun. So let's go back to our preset, and let's say we want to replace it with the lead BGN. Menu and swap to, so swap with lead BGN, which is the number 1 preset. Swap. And there you go, it's completed. So now I have my preset, number 2 Funk Source, Octave Solo. So without knowing how the hell it sounds, let's give it a try. Oh. Ooh. Very loud. The delay is so strong. So let's reduce some of the delay. It's very little, yes? Okay. Sounds good. Okay, there you have it. Now at the back, standard, we have a guitar input, we have an auxiliary in to play MP3 music whatsoever, and we have your stereo output, right and left. Left being mono. If you're using mono, you use the left signal, and you have your USB switch to update your software, and you have the on-off switch, and it's on-off switch and 9-volt adapter, which comes together with the purchase of Zoom G3Xn. Okay, there you have it, the Zoom G3Xn. It's currently priced at 980 ringgit. You can purchase this at any of our guitar store outlets. Drop by to one of the outlets and give this a try. Also, you can log on to www.theguitarstore.com.my and have it purchased online. There you go, Zoom G3Xn. Thank you so much for watching. Ta-ta!